Hector, what's happening?
Nothing much.
Great Sunday.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good
Great
Sunday.
Welcome to my backyard.
We hang out and then this Sunday quite a bit.
Yeah.
Going back and then good for my heart.
Yeah.
That started all from we call them meat swap, right?
The swap meet.
Swap meet.
Flea market.
Flea market. Okay.
So we went to the flea market
Yeah.
a few years ago, and we had a great day. And I think a year later, he liked it so much he brought his wife and his son Masa before his daughter was born.
I know. That's crazy. So our friendship started from the 2011.
12 or 13.
I think 12 or 13.
I think 2012 maybe.
And then we mutually agreed that I think the scissor company from Japan, BMAC.
Yes.
We fell in love with the scissors.
Yes, very great.
Right? And
great product.
Since then, I fell in love with you. You know, it's been almost like
a mutual relationship, with mutual respect, and great friendship. Thank you. I appreciate your friendship, brother.
No, it's been always my pleasure to come over here and spend the time with you. Every time when I come here in LA, I always give you a jingle, and when I don't give a jingle, then you find out that I'm in LA and I didn't call you.
I give you a jingle.
Yeah, I know. But you don't come to Salt Lake though.
No.
Yeah.
No, I haven't come to Salt Lake.
Yeah.
I don't leave my house.
Yeah. Well, how did you become a hairdresser, Hector?
I was in high school, and I really didn't have a direction in life. And my brothers own a construction company, and I worked with them. I was very skinny and not very strong.
Yeah.
And I worked with them, and I thought, wow, I'm not that strong of a person. I don't want to be a laborer. So I thought if I took a building construction class and then got my contractor's license, I would be a foreman for my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Still work hard, but I would not be a laborer. So I was in high school, my senior year. I just moved from my hometown that I lived my whole life. And the middle of my senior year, I moved to Valencia. They offered a work occupational program, ROP program, and I was going to sign up for building construction. Then the next summer after graduating, I was going to go to contractor school and get my contractor's license and thus be a foreman for my brother. The reason I was going to do that is because I wanted tattoos. I looked different. I dressed different than everybody. So I thought, and that time you couldn't get a job if you looked different somewhere. They wouldn't hire you. Very few places. So I thought, well, you could look how you want. You could be. And I thought there was an artistic flair for masonry, what my brothers did. So there was design in that. And I was in line signing up for this class, and I'm in line of 30, 40 boys, guys, and right next to me was a line of 40, 50 girls. And I was very intrigued of like, hey, and I asked one of the girls, hey, what are you signing up for? And she said, cosmetology. I asked her what cosmetology was. She said, hairdressing, and I said, wow. My neighbor's mother was a hairdresser, and she cut my hair, and he was my best friend. And I thought, wow, you could really be the individual that I wanted to be. That even allowed me to really, be as artistic. And I thought there was an artistic flair to hair cutting. I thought, wow, I could sculpt with hair cutting. I could paint with hair color. I'm an artist. I paint and I draw and I make jewelry. And I thought, wow, I could be an artist in that way and look at all those girls. So I asked one of the girls, how do you spell cosmetology? Again, I was dyslexic and not, they didn't tell me I was dyslexic. And so I erased building construction from that, wrote cosmetology. I stepped 2 steps to the right, got in the line of the girls.
Looking at the older girls.
And
looking over there is like a whole bunch of guys.
And you could just imagine what almost every guy told me when I moved over to that line. And I said, okay, if I'm gay, if I'm whatever expletive you said, you're gonna get your ass beat by ya. And they shut up, and it was great. I would go to class in the morning, my first couple of classes, my senior, and then I would leave for ROP class and go to cosmetology. And from there, my friend graduated, that I met there, and he was working at a salon. So on Thursday nights was late night, and after beauty school, we'd go visit him. And there I really saw the salon world and how it really worked. And from there, I was already like set up kind of with that salon. So my progression really was pretty fast because of my involvement with the salon. So at beauty school, I basically had an assistant because I think you had to do 350 haircuts. I think I did 1,300.
Yeah.
I would trade my haircutting tickets for pedicures, roller sets, or whatever. I was already kind of like working in a salon while in beauty school.
When you transition from the cosmetology student to the professional, and when I met you, you owned a super cool salon in the Beverly Hills. Like it was like the center of the Beverly Hills, and then your salon was called Kush.
Kush, yeah. So
many of you guys probably know the reason why you called it Kush.
So there was a salon back in the day when I worked with another group. From that group, I met this other salon in LA, and prior to that, they had a salon in Beverly Hills, and it was called Cassandra.
Okay.
And honestly, I thought they were the best hairdressers in LA.
Yeah.
They were so different, and it wasn't the Beverly Hills hair that they didn't mesh in Beverly Hills. They were too avant-garde, they were too forward, they were too just a little different. They were Sebastian based, from Sebastian, and that didn't go. So then they years later built a salon in Los Angeles called Estilo, and that's where I became a good hairdresser, working with Philip Carrion, Robert Ramos, Rennie Solomon, the owners, and then everybody else, Eric Hernandez, rest in peace. I got a chance to work at that salon, and that's where I really honed my skills and became a good hairdresser. I left that salon with one of their owners, and we built Kush in Beverly Hills. And because of the reason of Cassandra in Beverly Hills, they didn't have the arrogance of Beverly Hills. They didn't have the attitude of Beverly Hills. So I didn't want to change or try and change who I was to be in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
We didn't look to find a place in Beverly Hills. We looked for the space.
Yeah.
I wanted a very warehouse feel, but a very posh. So we found that location, and I said, I don't want to put on an air that I'm this person or that. I am who I am. And I thought, wow, Kush. If you've ever heard the meaning, the phrase, you have it so Kush.
Okay.
So I left the salon, and I wanted my clients to have it Kush, and I wanted my stylists to have it Kush. And I really liked the double meaning of the Kush of you have it
Kush
so
is like
easy.
Eccentric or like a charismatic in a way.
Kush is you have it so easy.
Yeah, okay.
You have it so nice.
Okay.
Like, wow, what a Kush life. But then the Kush, I was smoking weed, and a neighbor came by and invited me to go to his house and smoke weed. We smoked weed, and I was like, wow. And he goes, yeah, this is Kush. This is the best. And I was like, whoa. So I liked the double meaning of the street kind of Kush, the weed, and that was spelt with a K. I spelt it with a C.
Yeah.
And I like the double meaning. Of course, we had high ceilings. We had the wall graffiti. The first year we had an artist named Chase. We had lots of artists. So I had a lowrider bike in the front or above the DJ stage. So I want it to be me. So I named it Kush because of the double meaning.
But back in the day, even like when I met you about 15 years ago, right? When I first time came in your salon in Kush, it was crazy because in front of your salon, I still remember there was a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And the Porsche, and then maybe another supercar.
Yeah.
When you walk inside, everybody was so nice. You didn't feel like I got the money, so you're not.
Again, I'm not that person, so I couldn't put on the arrogance of I'm in Beverly Hills thus far. I'm superior. I'm better than you.
But all over the world, if someone say I have a salon in the Beverly Hills, that's like, how do you do that? Because there's two places, right? Like in New York, and then Madison Avenue or whatever the street. They say if you open a salon in this street in New York or this city in New York, this particular part of New York, this the street's gonna chew you up and spit you out in the street. And the Beverly Hills is the same thing, right? If you can make it in the Beverly Hills, but you have to find the proper attitude and the proper customer service to meet the Beverly Hills needs.
So
and then you as an artist, as how you look, how you're different, how did you find your niche within that Beverly Hills?
Well, we had 3 owners, my partner Randy Solomon and Chassie Oliver, and together we devised the vision of what we had. So they would say this, and we would say, and then we would balance it out. I worked at a salon, at a few salons with, the lighting wasn't the best, or salon was so busy that the blow dryers would blow that circuit. We'd have to stop. Again, back to you have it so cush. Every station had its own circuitry, so your blow dryer never blew out because somebody had something else. So the lighting, each light bulb was $125. The light bulb. We had chroma perfect light. We had it was done by a lighting consultant. Beautiful light from above and ambient light from the front. So you got the gold soft light from the mirror, made you feel good, but the true white daylight from above, so it showed off color amazing.
Because that's like a part of the artistry for you, right? Like the finessing the lightings, and the finessing the space, and then
each station had 6.5 square feet around it.
Oh, okay.
You never bumped your butt against anybody. They never, again, working at salons that were tight, and I'd have to stop and let somebody go through to get a shampoo. I'd be working, they'd get their shampoo, I'd have to stop and move again to let them back out and through. So my vision was, I wanted it to be cush for my stylist, because
and to the guest
and my guests. We had we had blankets for them if they were cold. I run hot. We had tons of air, so we had blankets for them if they were cold. We had a cafe, Cush Cafe, with all kinds of food and coffees, and people would buy and have lunch there while they're having. We would order lunch for us, and our clients were like, "Can I order too?" The food would get there, that client would be gone because the food, So we're like, "Hey, let's have a cafe." And so again, everything we tried to have the vision for the client and the stylist.
So
both.
like time goes by, and then we spoken about like crazy things happen with us, and not just in an industry, the whole entire world got affected by the COVID. Right? But even during the COVID, you were able to survive. Not even survive, you thrive. Like this is kind of like my brag. Hey, one of my friends does the Tyler the Creator's hair. Remember that like a cheetah look? I'm like, who the hell is doing that? And then it was you.
So I did a video a long time ago of a cheetah, and it's on YouTube, and it's gotten over 100,000 views. I think more than that now. And I guess he saw that, and he texted me from an alias Instagram, "Do you do cheetah?" I thought it was a hairdresser, and I said, "Yes, do you do cheetah?" I didn't know who he was. I gave him my information. A couple of days later, my receptionist goes, "Tyler the Creator's coming in." And I did him that day. I did DJ Taco, I believe. I did another guy. I did 4 of his friends that same day. One I did purple. I did his leopard, bleach, tone, and leopard. Did another bleach, tone, and purple. Did a bleach, tone, and green, and did a bleach and tone on. The other three were African American. The other was American Anglo, and we did a bleach on him all one day. It was amazing. The best part of the day was all day Tyler was running to my iPod, looking at my music I was playing. That's what you were telling me earlier. That was the raddest part.
The Tyler the Creator.
Tyler the Creator.
So like, how did you encounter to do this gig? I know that you were doing the cheetah, and he reached out to you.
He reached out to me. I didn't even know who he was at all. And so he came in that day. I did all DJ Young Taco, that was him. The other guy that was on Jackass, I did him green. The guy was on Jackass, his dad was on there with him. You'll know who I'm talking about. And then another guy. I did all 4 of them in one day. It was a lot of work, but we did it. It was nice. And then they all showed up at the Grammys.
That's like a trip, right? Like that's one of your probably proud moment. It's like, that's my work.
Yeah. It was definitely cool. He wanted it a little bigger than I usually did the print, so it didn't do exactly like I would have done it my way. So we incorporated what he wanted, and you know, it was fun. It was
so Hector, like, you've been in an artist in so many different ways. You make the jewelry, you paint, you like build, and then you're a hairdresser, you color. Like, I know that there's a lot of hairdresser, or the future of the hairdresser, they want to become an artist. What is your advice? How you become an artist, not just a job, right? Like, instead of having a hairdressing as a job, you're like, consider yourself the artist.
Well, I think because of the way I entered into the business, I always saw it as an art.
Okay.
And not a business, sadly.
Yeah.
Not a bit. So I always had that artistic mindset for that. And how do you incorporate artistic? I say influence. So you broaden your horizon by seeing different things. And I'm 40 years in the game of doing hair. And I'm still as wide-eyed and wanting to learn as my first day in beauty school.
Okay.
So I think that is it. I always can learn off of anybody.
Yeah. I
don't care where you're at in the hair, I can learn from you.
Yeah. What do you think about the tools? Like, we're even talking about the blow dryers and then scissors, you know? You are a very tool savvy guy.
Yeah.
And then what makes a good tool?
Quality of the products they start with.
Okay.
I believe quality of the tool. Let me think of that. The materials they use, the time they put into design, production, and refinement.
Yeah.
Again, we were talking about a blow dryer. I've used this blow dryer for 15 years. I have 3 of them, and if it blows, I send it back to the company for $45, $50 now, and it comes back brand new.
Okay.
Scissors that I've worked with, I was very, very lucky, or my family, when I graduated, I was able to buy a Hikari scissor, a Japanese scissor. Hikari changed the game. They invented the convex scissor.
Yeah.
Before that, there was a German edge, very like your kitchen scissor, that flat edge. And the German metals were better metals. They held the edge better. But the Japanese, with their metallurgy and their design of that blade, changed the game. That changed hairdressing, the way you could cut. It brought out artistry. Yeah. So I could cut hair with that same kitchen scissor. I did a demo one time when I was using my scissors, my B-Max, and I said, we're artists. We can get there with anything. If you ever watched years ago, there was a show called Sheer Genius, and they took their tools away from them. Yeah. They took their scissors away from them. They gave this girl a hedge clipper. They gave this guy a box cutter. They gave this person a razor. And they didn't get there easily, but they got to their final look. Why? Because they're artists. We're artists. So no matter what you give me, I can make it work. But if you get a tool, a blow dryer, that is ionic, it does something different. What does it do? It makes our work easier. So the high quality scissors make our work easier. They also bring out other techniques. My first dry scissor, this is a dry scissor that pushes hair. It's meant to push. I use it on wet and dry hair. But that scissor made me who I am today. I cut very different than a lot of people. I rarely cut a straight line, a blunt. I do use regular scissors a lot now, but my dry scissors, my go-to scissor on wet and dry hair. And that first Hikari dry scissor, the Art, changed everything. And again, when I get a different texturizing scissor, a different edge blade, the sword blade I was first introduced by BMAC, changed my cutting there also. Yeah.
So talk about the texturizing scissors. I think I run into coaching or doing hands-on with some like a hairdresser who wants to take a class from me. When they get introduced texturizing scissors, a lot of people are like, how do you use it? Like, there's so many different kinds, and then which one to pick, and then how to use it. Like, what would be the best way to describe how to use texturizing scissors?
Well, there's on a scissor like a clipper, or on a scissor there's the bottom blade, and then there's the tooth blade, right? So that usually that bottom blade is your cutting side.
Yeah, it's
so
a cutting line.
When I'm cutting hair here, I'm cutting this hair underneath. Now I flip the scissor here and I'm cutting here. I'm cutting that texture. So when I cut hair here, and that tooth is on this side, and the straight edge is on this side, I'm cutting more hair on this side. So I can actually manipulate the hair into moving in different ways. If I use it just on, when you bring up a line and you soften it, you could take your texturizer and just take it straight across those ends, or start from almost the bottom to the mid to the ends, and you're taking out bulk, you're taking out weight, you're softening the ends, and that there's a video of texturizing scissors that I explain that a little bit more. With the scissor in my hand, you'll be able to explain it.
I think one of those days, we would love to kind of come back here and then recap, and then kind of almost like a philosophy behind, or how to use scissors. Like, how does the scissors function with your like a dexterity, right? Like, because bottom line is how you use your scissors. It's like you're using it as the tip of your fingers.
Yes, exactly. So there's texturizing scissors that my two favorites are a 17 teeth and a 39 teeth. So my 17 teeth are my bulk weight taking out, and my 39, 31 are my refinement, my blending, my softness. And so I could do a whole haircut with my 14 teeth texturizing scissors. And I have a client that's got very, very fine blonde hair. And he came to me one day, and he just came back from Japan. And I don't know if you know anything about Japanese hairdressers. They're so refined and so. And I was like, no, your hair looks good. And he's like, no, it needs your touch. Well, I cut him with just those 17 texturizing scissors. And there's a term called wabi-sabi in Japanese, beauty of imperfection. Well, it cuts his hair so imperfectly that it softens it and makes it look more perfect than you could do with a perfect scissor.
Perfect scissors,
Because it just gives that softness that you can't get without that. Now you could if you point cut it, but again, the tool that makes it easier for you, I'm gonna reach that to do it faster. So.
Because like behind the chair, essentially, like you function. Over fashion, right? It's
exactly. I'm so much function over design. Than anything. I love design.
What is your clientele like? Your price ranges are high. You're in this area, and then your clientele is. It's not someone you're picking up every week. Someone new client. You've been doing the hairdressing. Like, who's your longest client? Who's been coming to you?
I have a few of my longest clients. One I've been doing it literally 40 years because I got her from a model that I did when I was just assisting. So I would get these models, and then they would spread out into clients because one, they would trust you and come back to you, and then they would refer you, to their friends. So I still have literally 40-year clients, and then I have a 16-year-old kid who saves up 6 months for my haircut.
Come get a haircut.
Yeah, and he is not from money. He and I actually gave him a pair of brand new shoes the other day because he's doing so well in school, and I want to push that with him because he doesn't come from nice or and I was really like blown away that he comes and pays $130 for a man's haircut. And he's under 16 years old. His uncle brought him, and he won't go to anybody else. His parents think he's crazy for paying that much money for a haircut. So I have everything, every demographic, but I've done hair for quite a long time.
So like if you were to pick someone who influences you to shape who you are today, was it an art or the human that you met? Like, do you have anybody or anything that made you to be who you are today? Like, there was like a moment that's like, oh my God, I'm inspired by this, or I met someone, oh my God, this guy actually changed me.
Everybody that I worked with at those places, but it goes back to from Horst, Aveda, right?
Yeah.
First saw Tony and Guy, the Muscolo brothers. I was very lucky to work with a company named Jelena, and we went on stage. I was still in beauty school, and we went on stage right after Tony and Guy, the Muscolo brothers. Wow, same thing with Horst. Then Takashi from Paul Mitchell. You know, again, I can learn from anybody and everybody. Fumi does this technique, and I took it from him. I saw Takashi use it also, but I really saw him use it, and we do it very differently. He does it very small little strokes. My strokes are huge and broad and a little bit more aggressive.
It's more a dynamic approach, instead of mine's a little like tedious, scratching away, and you got like a little bit of emotions in.
And it's taking off a little bit more hair than you know. I don't know if you've ever seen Fumi do his weave cutting with the scissor. I can't even try that. But yeah, I mean everybody, you know, like again, Philip Carrion, I'm a big fan. I was lucky enough to work with a little bit with Chris McMillan. I mean, all these people shaped me. When I went to work at a salon and I watched them blow dry, I watched them cut, their approach to everything, and I said, oh, I need to work on that. I need to work on that. Again, when I worked with good people, it made my work better. I've been in a suite, in my own little private suite here in my home, and I'd really love to go back and work with hairdressers again. And I have a chance to work with some other hairdressers that I've worked with before, but I almost want to work with younger hairdressers.
Because you want to get that energy, right?
I want to get that energy. I want to feed off that.
Isn't it crazy?
I'm a hair
like,
vampire.
As we get older, we miss that younger people's drive and energy. Because I think we become more comfortable, or we become more, I don't know what it is, but I work with a lot of younger hairdressers. I love my environment because it's happening. Everybody's exchanging what's going on with the art, lifestyle, and then fashions. And then if me and you hang out every day together, we're just probably going to age more. You know?
So I look at what young people, how they finish hair. I look at the products they use, because I get stuck. I get stuck in my bubble. I do that, you know, and so when I watch and I see the different products that they use and how they use them, I see, oh, okay, that's how they're getting that look, you know, and I incorporate that into my daily work.
Nice. So how about, what do you think the industry is headed to? I know the social medias, I know that like building a clientele platform changed from back in the day. You had to hand out the business card to marketing yourself and the social media, which you don't have to do it because you already got the clientele base. But where is the salon industry heading to? I know the salon suites is out there. Commission salon in Californias are slowly but surely drifting away. And then there's a booth rental salons that's popping up.
Yeah, well, I mean, in California, I think sadly some of that's going towards that individualism, and there's a good part of that, but there's also a bad part of that, I think. When I was lucky enough to assist somebody, and
you got to see a lot of different hairdressers in the one salon that you work at.
And I was very lucky that I worked in a salon that had a multitude of people that had different influences from the start. So I wasn't just Sassoon, I wasn't just Sebastian, I wasn't just Tony and Guy, I wasn't just one thing. Each of my teachers had a different approach. So
you get to choose which one you gravitated for that time of your craft.
So, you know, Robert Labetta, when he started, he was working for a French hairdresser and he was working for Sassoon. And Sassoon people would say, why do you want to go and do a beehive and tease hair? And the beehive and the teasing hair with people, why do you want to, you know, chase dust and cut the perfect line and chase that? And he meshed that, and so he was a big influence back in the day. He was a big influence. So the artistry of his avant-gardeness and that he was a big influence and is a friend toward to me. thankfully to this day. So the future of hairdressing, I've been out of in my private studio.
But it's a time, right? Like everything has the right place for right time, you know?
Yes. But so I say if you can assist apprentice, I would take that.
It's so crazy. Like every single person that I interview, they all say, if you get a chance to apprentice someone, do that way. But if you already went to the cosmetology school, every single person that I interview, they say you should go intern someone that you look up to.
You learn their mistakes that they've made, however long they've been in the industry for. You learn their mistakes, you learn their shortcuts, and you incorporate them or you don't. But by doing that, you have a fail. So here's a tip. When you're assisting a person that does color, watch your client come in, note their base, what their natural base is, watch your hairdresser mix up, follow that, follow the results, see the results. You will have a Rolodex of formulas to incorporate into your clientele because you've seen it happen on that client. So, oh, this client came in with this base, they want this result. I have something that works from the person that is true. So that's a big tip that I have for you.
Okay, yeah, that's great. All right, Hector, we're gonna wrap it up.
Thank you so much.
we could ask you for, like, we could go for 2 hours, 3 hours. Sometime we could be in the backyard if we're talking for a long time.
We could.
But thanks for meeting with me.
Thank you.
And then,
thank you. Always a pleasure.
And then maybe next couple months I'll come swing by and then we'll go to the flea market.
The flea market. Melrose Trading Post. I used to be the mayor there.
Yeah. It's like
was it true or was it not true?
He pulls up and then guys like everybody's going this way, and then when he pulls up, it's like, sir, come here, right here. Right. Hey, like you can park right here, and you're like, I guess I could park there, you know? Yeah. And the guy's like, everywhere I walk around, everybody knew who you are.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a while, but I did love the flea market.
Yeah.
Sadly, there's no more treasures there. It's a lot of thrift clothes and things like that, so I don't really wear that much like that. But yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
It is the culture of LA in a little bit. Like you don't find that.
Okay, so I get inspiration by looking at the people that walk around. And there's every demographic, so I people watch and this and that, and they have cool style, and you emulate that and you bring that back into your salon
It's
work.
the taste, right? Like a different type of taste. Definitely LA has a different taste compared to New York.
Yes.
What do you think this California taste? Like you have your own taste, unique taste, but
well, I think New York, maybe in the past or still now, is a little smarter, a little bit more refined. California, our weather's so nice that we don't really get as dressed up. We don't get to layer as much. So we're a little bit more chill and relaxed here, and so our fashion.
So fashion's a little bit more loose and then softer in a way. I think New York has a little bit more line. It's like Europe in a way, right? Like that's why maybe the Sassoon was very influential in the California.
And then New York, you have the seasons. And you change with that a little bit more.
Texture changes. California.
So California, we kind of have always nice weather, so we're a little chill and stuff.
Loose and soft and airy.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's been always great to see you.
Always, thank you, man.
All right.
I've known Hector for over 10 years. We've shared trips to Japan and so many inspiring moments together. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with us. If you did, please hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe for more conversation like this.